Ladies and gentlemen, they are seated. Those on my left are in black. Those on my right are in white. Both schools have two gentlemen and a lady. The contest is well poised. Yes, it is going to be an interesting one. Like I said, a place at the zonal final is at stake. A place at the national championship is at stake. A place to join the likes of the University of Education Winneba and the University of Cape Coast is at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Al Hassan Yusuf Trauli, and of course, I love academic violence. Let's have some violence this afternoon. The contest is going to be organized in 6 rounds. Round 1 is on theory, where we will test the understanding of basic principles and concepts in business. Round 2 is calculations. Round 3 is our business case of the day. The 4th round is a graphic business round, where we ask them questions or stories that appeared in the graphic business newspaper. Round 5 is a true or false segment. The 6th and final round will be the riddles. Please, are we ready? Nduom School, are you ready?
Yes, please.
Koforidua Technical University, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Of course. My audience, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are all ready. Let's have some violence. Round 1. Please, let's have some silence. Round 1, like I indicated, is theory. We are going to test your understanding of basic principles and concepts in business. Each of you have the opportunity of answering 5 major questions. If you get your major question correct, it's 3 points. If it's a bonus question, you get it correct, it's 1 point. 10 seconds only at a major question, 5 seconds at a bonus. 2 attempts at a major question unless otherwise indicated. For a bonus, you have just 1 attempt. Please, if you are ready, we begin with Nduom School of Business and Technology, to my right. All right, let's do this. Nduom, a department manager submits a budget with inflated cost estimates to ensure they have enough cushion to meet targets easily. What budgeting practice is the manager using? A department manager submits a budget with inflated cost estimates to ensure they have enough cushion to meet targets easily. What budgeting practice are they practicing? You don't need to ring the bell you can go ahead.
The supplementary budget.
No, that is not correct. Bonus for Koforidua Technical University. You've been bailed out. Is budget padding or budgetary slack? Your major question, Koforidua Technical University. To guide all departments in preparing next year's budgets, the Finance Office issues a formal document with instructions and limits. What is this document called? To guide all departments in preparing next year's budgets, the Finance Office issues a formal document with instructions and limits. What is this document called?
A budget manual.
Budget manual or budget circular, I'll accept that. Common preamble to the 2 schools. Please take note. Common preamble. Henry Mintzberg identified 10 distinct managerial rules grouped into interpersonal, informational, and decisional rules or categories. You have to review the following managerial actions and identify the specific Mintzberg rule that is being demonstrated in each case. Did you get a preamble? All right, so Nduom School of Business and Technology. Holding team meetings to share updates, sending out company newsletters, and distributing relevant reports and data to employees. Holding team meetings to share updates, sending out company newsletters, and distributing relevant reports and data to employees.
The monitor.
That is not correct. You have one other chance.
Disseminator.
Yes, disseminator is correct. Koforidua Technical University launching a new product line, spearheading a new marketing campaign, implementing new technology, and developing new business strategies. Launching a new product line, spearheading a new marketing campaign, implementing new technology, and developing new business strategies.
Figurehead role.
No, that is not correct. You have one other chance.
Liaison.
It is also not correct. Bonus is available in Nduom School of Business.
The leader.
No, it is entrepreneur. Our next set of questions, also a common preamble, beginning with Nduom School of Business. Common preamble. Now, according to consumer behavior theory, consumer goods can be categorized into four main types. We have convenience goods, shopping goods, specialty goods, and unsought goods. Based on consumer buying habits, price sensitivity, and product characteristics, you are to determine the type of product described in each of the following cases. You have one attempt only. One attempt only. Beginning with Nduom School of Business. Product with unique design or features that differentiate them from competing products and create strong brand loyalty or association. Example, Rolex watches, luxury cars, or designer clothing. I take it again. Product with unique design or features that differentiate them from competing products and create strong brand loyalty or association. Which type of product am I describing?
Unsorted goods.
That is not correct. You had one chance. Bonus for you?
Specialty.
Specialty is correct. Now to you, Koforidua Technical University. Low cost, frequently purchased items that require minimal effort or planning. Example, toothpaste, soft drinks, bread. Low cost, frequently purchased items that require minimal effort or planning. Example, toothpaste, soft drinks, and bread.
Convenience.
Yes, convenience. Now for our next set of questions, we are beginning with Koforidua Technical University, also a common preamble to all two schools. Common preamble. In Michael Porter's value chain model or analysis, a business's activities are grouped into primary and support functions. These activities work together to create value for customers and gain competitive advantage. The following scenarios illustrate real-world applications of specific value chain activities. Your duty is to tell me which value chain activity I'm describing. Please, you get it? Tell me which value chain activity I'm describing. Koforidua Technical University. A manufacturing company uses automated machinery to assemble products, supervises quality control, and packages finished goods for delivery. Which value chain activity is a company performing in this process? A manufacturing company uses automated machinery to assemble products, supervise quality control, and packages finished goods for delivery.
Production.
No, not production.
Technology.
I'll take that as well. You've exhausted your chances. Bonus for NSBT. Operations is what I wanted, not production or any other. Operations. Now your major question, Nduom School of Business. A company receives raw materials from suppliers, inspects them for quality, stores them in warehouses, and manages inventory levels before production begins. Which value chain activity is being described? A company receives raw materials from suppliers, inspects them for quality, stores them in warehouses, and manages inventory levels before production begins.
Store and warehousing.
That is not correct. You have one other chance. You've been bailed out. Bonus for KTU.
Quality management.
That is not correct. Inbound logistics. Inbound logistics. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going for our last set of questions for this round. Common preamble to both schools. You have to explain the following canons of taxation and discuss their relevance in designing an effective tax system. Explain
canon of taxation states that a good tax system should be convenient. It shouldn't stress the taxpayer that much in order for them to be able to freely pay their taxes.
I'm not sure the question I asked was about convenience. I'll not take that. Bonus for Nduom.
So this canon of taxation states that the tax system must not be rigid enough for payers to be able to calculate and do everything so that they can pay on time.
For a bonus, I won't take that. For a bonus, I'll not accept that. I'll explain why. Now your main question is canon of productivity or yield. Canon of productivity or yield.
Right. So the canon of productivity talks to about the fact that the cost incurred in collecting the tax must not exceed the cost, must not exceed the revenue that we generate from the tax system.
Please come again, clearer this time.
The canon of productivity talks about the fact that in taxation, the cost incurred in collecting the tax must not exceed the revenue generated from it.
I think you are defining another canon. I'm not going to accept that. Bonus for KTU. All right, also bailed out. So it appears to me that you are familiar with just the four main canons. That is the economy, certainty, convenience, as well as what's the other one? Certainty, convenience, economy, and then article equity. Yes, I think those are the four that you are more familiar with. There are other canons outside the four main ones that were developed by Adam Smith. We have the canon of flexibility or elasticity, which indicates that a tax system should be flexible in such a way that if there are any changes in the economy, okay, to be able to accommodate such changes or any other things that may happen or scenarios that may occur. For canon of productivity or yield, it's referring to the fact that any tax system should be able to produce enough revenue. Okay, you were talking about cost, which relates more to economy. Productivity is about generating enough revenue to support whatever government wants to do. On that note, we come to the end of round one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Southwest Zone. It is a contest between Koforidua Technical University and Nduom School of Business and Technology. A place at the zonal final is at stake. The winner of this contest progresses to the final. Who will it be? Will it be the school from the Eastern region or the one from the Central region? Ladies and gentlemen, round one scores. At the end of round one, Nduom School of Business and Technology had 3 points. Koforidua Technical University had 7 points. We have 5 more rounds to go. Yes, there's still a lot of work to be done. But Koforidua Technical University has taken an early lead. We'll see how that lead goes as the contest moves on. We go to the second round, which is round 2. This round will involve calculations. You are free to use your calculators. In this round, each of you have the opportunity of answering 5 major questions. If you get your major question correct, that is 3 points. For a bonus, it is 1 point. You have 30 seconds within which to give me an answer. 30 seconds if it's your major question. For a bonus, you have just 5 seconds. 2 attempts only at a major question, 1 attempt at a bonus. Please, are we ready? If you are ready, we are beginning round 2 from the Koforidua Technical University. KTU, begin round 2 for us. So you've been given the following information. Opening stock, 100 units at 10 cedis. Purchases, 200 units at 12 cedis. Issues, 150 units. Another purchases, 100 units at 14 cedis. Issued, 100 units. Determine the value of the closing stock using the FIFO method. Determine the value of the closing stock using the FIFO method. Let me give you the figures again. Opening inventory 1st January was 100 units at 10 cedis. January 5, purchases of 200 units at 12 cedis. January 10, issued 150 units. January 15, purchased 100 units at 14 cedis. And January 20, issued 100 units. Determine the value of the closing stock using FIFO.
$1,800 units.
No, it is not 1,800. You have one other chance.
1,800 Ghana cedis.
No, I'm not taking that as well. Bonus is available to Nduom School of Business and Technology. It is 2,000 units, or 2,000 cedis, 2,000 cedis. Your major question, Nduom School of Business. You've been given the following information. Opening stock, 100 units at 10 cedis. Purchases, 200 units at 12 cedis. Issued, 150 units. Purchased 100 units at 14 cedis. Issued 100 units. Calculate the value of the closing stock using simple average method. I take it again. Opening stock 100 units at 10 cedis. Purchased 200 units at 12 cedis. Issued 150 units. Purchased 100 units at 14 cedis. Issued 100 units. What is the value of the closing stock using simple average method?
Okay, so the closing stock using the simple average method is going to be
Minus 165. Okay, 1750. Then what again? After the 150, they bought
1,800.
114.
I'll give you the chance. Mention the same figure you mentioned, not
1,800.
Yes.
I know you see the figures now.
KTU. Koforidua Technical University. A firm's production function is given as Q equals 10L plus 5K, where Q is the output, L is labor, and K is capital. Calculate the average product of labor when the firm produces 250 units of output using 20 units of labor. A firm's production function is Q equals 10L plus 5K, where Q is the output, L is labor, and K is capital. Calculate the average product of labor when the firm produces 250 units of output using 20 units of labor.
100.
No, please.
Thousand two fifty.
No, that is not correct. You've been bailed out. Bonus for Nduom School of Business. You've been bailed out 12.5. 12.5. Now your major question, Nduom School of Business. A company's production function is given by Q equals 5L plus 3K, where Q is the output, L is labor, and K is capital. Calculate the average product of capital when the company produces 150 units of output using 25 units of labor and 15 units of capital. A company's production function is given by Q equals 5L plus 3K, where Q is output, L is labor, and K is capital. Calculate the average product of capital when the company produces 170 units of output using 25 units of labor and 15 units of capital.
$170.
That is not correct. You have one other chance.
0.68.
It is also not correct. Bonus is available to Koforidua Technical University.
0.75.
It is not 0.75. It is 11.33. 11.33. Your major question, KTU. KTU, your major question. A retail store enhances staff management, reducing idle time from 25% to 12%. If the store operates 12 hours per day, how many hours are now utilized effectively? A retail store enhances staff management, reducing idle time from 25% to 12%. If the store operates 12 hours per day, how many hours are now utilized effectively?
One hour.
1.56.
It is not 1.56. Bonus to Nduom School of Business.
5.76.
It is not 5.76. It is 10.56. Your major question, Nduom School of Business. A call center optimizes call routing, reducing idle time from 18% to 8%. If agents work 9 hours per day, how many hours are now utilized effectively? A call center optimizes call routing, reducing idle time from 18% to 8%. If agents work 9 hours per day, how many hours are now utilized effectively?
Okay, so we have 4 hours.
That is not correct. You have another chance. Even bell out.
8.28.
10.8.
Who just please, you only speak when a bonus is declared, okay? All right. Please, Nduom School of Business, you mentioned
8.28.
yes, that is what I'm looking for. I'm not sure I said they were wrong, okay? So you wait for an answer to be declared wrong before you speak. They mentioned 8.28 and that is correct. Your answer is actually wrong. Next set of questions, we are beginning with Nduom School of Business. You have to calculate the geometric mean of the following data sets. Calculate the geometric mean of the following data sets. 3, 6, 9. Calculate the geometric mean of 3, 6, and 9. Even bailed out. Bonus for KTU.
4.91.
It is not 4.91. It is 5.46. 5.46. Now your major question, KTU. You have to calculate the geometric mean of the following rates. 2, 8, 16. Calculate the geometric mean of 2, 8, 16. Even bailed out. Bonus for Nduom School of Business.
78.
No, it cannot be 78. Certainly not. It is 6.35. And now for our last set of questions for this round. Beginning again with Nduom School of Business. A company increases the price of its product by 15%, resulting in a 10% decrease in the quantity sold. If the company sold 100,000 units at 150 cedis before the price change, calculate the new revenue. A company increases the price of its product by 15%, resulting in a 10% decrease in the quantity sold. If the company sold 100,000 units at 150 cedis before the price change, calculate the new revenue. You've been bailed out. Bonus for Koforidua Technical University. You've also been bailed out. 15,525,000. Asembe. And now to you, Koforidua Technical University. Please end this round for us. Get this one for us. A company reduces the price of its product by 20%, which results in a 30% increase in quantity sold. If the company originally sold 80,000 units at 100 cedis each. Calculate the new revenue. A company reduces the price of its product by 20%, which results in a 30% increase in quantity sold. If the company originally sold 80,000 units at 100 cedis, calculate the new revenue. Koforidua Technical Investing.
$83,200,000.
Please come again.
83,200,000.
No, that is not correct. You have one other chance. You've been bailed out. Bonus for Nduom School of Business.
So 8,320,000.
Yes. So you see where the mistake came from. You added one additional zero when you shouldn't have. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we come to the end of round 2. Please show some love to them. Ladies and gentlemen, the contest is still between the Nduom School of Business and Technology and the Koforidua Technical University. We have done 2 rounds. We have 4 more to go. 4 more to go. Ladies and gentlemen, so before we go for the scores for round 2, I want to find out from my people how it is going so far. Nduom School of Business, how are you seeing the contest so far?
Yes, it is going well. It is going well.
They say ma oba nenkasa. You see, the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Okay, so it's going well. We are hoping to do better.
Okay. What about you, Koforidua Technical University? Momo oba nenkasa.
It's not yet over.
Definitely, it's not yet over. We have 4 more rounds to go. 4 more to do more, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of round 2, the scores. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 2, Koforidua Technical University had no points. Nduom School of Business and Technology had 7 points. All right. Thank you so much. The room is indeed charged. The atmosphere is charged. I mentioned that this was going to go to the last round because we have 2 schools that are equally matched. We are going into round 3, which is the business case of the day. Now in this round, the 2 schools have been presented with a common problem. They are supposed to work as a team and come out with one solution. This solution will be compared with what we have and marks awarded out of 10. They will have 10 minutes within which to resolve their business problem. Please, are we ready? KTU, are you ready? Nduom School of Business, please take your problem. It is right in front of you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do something on business management. Is it a business? Yes. All right. So let's read it together. You are part of an internal audit team evaluating managerial effectiveness across 3 divisions of a multinational company or corporation. In Division A, led by Mr. Bauer, all please, let's move on. In Division A, led by Mr. Bauer, all operational decisions ranging from daily schedules to strategic planning are made solely by the manager. Team members have little input and are expected to implement instructions without question. In Division B, under Miss Efua, weekly team meetings are held to discuss ongoing challenges and potential innovations. Decisions are often made collectively, and junior staff are regularly assigned to lead special projects. In Division C, led by Mr. Mensah, employees enjoy complete freedom over how they meet their performance targets. While resources are provided, there is minimal managerial involvement unless performance drastically declines. Requirements: 1. Identify and explain the management style demonstrated by each division manager. 2. Evaluate the potential short-term and long-term effects. Please, all pens down. Evaluate the potential short-term and long-term effects of each style on employee morale, innovation, efficiency, and organizational adaptability. 3. Recommend which style is most appropriate for a newly established business unit focused on rapid product development, justifying your answer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our business case of the day. They have 10 minutes within which to provide an answer. You may start work now. Please be getting ready to stop work. All right, please stop writing. Can I have it? Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Please, you're welcome back from the commercial break. We were in round 3. The two schools were given a common problem. They worked as a team, they presented their solutions. It was quite simple. We have 3 different styles of management in 3 different divisions. Their task was to identify the management style and then explain it, and then evaluate the potential short-term and long-term effects of the management style on employee morale, on innovation, efficiency, as well as organizational adaptability. And once they were done, they were supposed to recommend which style is most appropriate for a newly established business unit that is focused on rapid product development and justify their answer. And that is what is expected of them. Now let's look at what we were expecting as a solution. So for the first instance, we are told that Mr. Bauer is leading Division A. All operational decisions that range from daily schedules to strategic planning are made solely by the manager, and team members have little to no input, and they are expected to implement instructions without question. Of course, from our basic business management studies, which leadership style are we talking about? Autocratic, yes. So that is what we expected. So once you're able to identify that and then explain, you have 1 mark. With the second one, Division B, led by Miss Efua, weekly team meetings are held to discuss ongoing challenges and potential innovations. Decisions are often made collectively, and junior staff are regularly assigned to lead special projects. So which management style are we looking at? Yes, democratic or participative, that is correct. The third one, led by Mr. Mensah, Division C. Employees enjoy complete freedom over how they meet their performance targets. While resources are provided, there's minimal managerial involvement unless performance drastically reduces. So which management style? Yes. So that is also correct. If you're able to identify the laissez-faire management style, you also get 1 mark and explain that. So for the first part, you can get 3 points if you identify them well. The B part was for them to evaluate the effects of these management styles on employee morale, innovation, efficiency, and organizational adaptability. For autocratic leadership, we know it can lead to low morale due to the lack of voice of the employees or even their recognition. Sometimes it causes fear as well as disengagement. For innovation, autocratic style normally limits the extent of innovation because employees are not allowed to talk. Creativity is discouraged. In terms of efficiency, it can be efficient during periods of crisis, but where there's no crisis, it tends to be inefficient. Organizational adaptability, it is low. There's resistance to change due to centralized control. The opposite applies to democratic leadership style, where there's high morale, high innovation. Efficiency may be slower due to inclusive decision making, but sometimes also, if you want the best of decisions, you want to go the democratic way. It is highly adaptable as well. For laissez-faire, morale varies. It depends on what is happening in the organization. It is high for self-driven staff, but low for those who need guidance. It can also foster innovation in skilled teams. Otherwise, it can be directionless. Efficiency can also be inconsistent. Sometimes there is efficiencies, other times there is not. And it's also moderately adaptable. In terms of the recommendation for rapid product development, we want to propose or recommend democratic style as most appropriate, and then you provide some justification because it encourages the generation of ideas, risk-taking, as well as ownership by all members of the team. If you're able to mention this and then explain, you have another 1 point. So that should be 10 marks in all. Now let's look at what they provided, beginning with the Koforidua Technical University. Division A, autocratic. With this style of management, Mr. Bauer, the manager, makes all decisions with little concerns of the employee involved. There is centralization of authority and decision making. That is correct. Division B. Division B is democratic. Yes, they stated that, they explained. Division C is laissez-faire. They mentioned that and then they also explained. They came to the second part of the question in terms of employee morale. It said with autocratic there's reduced employee morale. With democratic there's increased employee morale. With laissez-faire employee morale is at its peak. Yes, that's fine. Innovation, they also indicated that well, as well as efficiency. I will accept what they wrote. In terms of the last part of the question, which was on the method or the style, yes, they indicated that it's democratic, and they were also able to explain. Ladies and gentlemen, for the IFO, they get 10 out of 10. For Nduom School of Business. Nduom School of Business. Yes. The first one, they also indicated that it is autocratic. That is correct. They explained that well. Division B, democratic style, they also explained that correctly. I accept that. Division C, laissez-faire, that is also explained. They came to the third point, which is the democratic leadership, and then they also explained that is also correct. When you come to the second part of the question, yes, they indicated or they took autocratic style and then they explained in the short term employee morale is highly decreased because they are devoid of full participation. Innovation, they explained that. Efficiency, they also indicated. Same as the laissez-faire as well as democratic styles. Yes, they also score 10 out of 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 3, Nduom School of Business and Technology had 10 points. Koforidua Technical University had 10 points. We are going into round 4, but before then, Nduom School wants to effect a substitution. Are you also substituting? You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Obed Eyahin, level 300 BSc Banking and Finance.
You're welcome, Obed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, round 4 beckons. We are going into the 4th round, and that is a graphic business segment. Now, in this round, I'm going to ask them questions on some stories that appeared in the graphic business newspaper. Yes, for the purpose of this contest, we are looking at stories that appeared in the 6th, 13th, and 20th May editions of the graphic business newspaper. And I believe they are well prepared for the task ahead. Are you prepared, KTU? KT, are you prepared? Are you prepared, NSBT? All right. So please, we go to the graphic business segment. Now, each school will attempt 5 major questions. If you get your major question correct, that is 3 points. If it's a bonus, that is 1 point. Two attempts only at a major question, 1 attempt at a bonus. 10 seconds for a major question, 5 seconds if it is a bonus. All right, so we go straight to round 4. We are beginning this round from the Nduom School of Business and Technology. Common preamble to the two of you. We are beginning with Nduom, but it's a common preamble to the two of you. The MSc Techie operates on the Africa Express service, a dedicated maritime service operated by MSc that links major ports in Asia and West Africa. Before docking in Tema, the MSc Techie made calls in certain ports. Mention any 3 of these ports each. The MSc Techie operates on the Africa Express service, a dedicated maritime service operated by MSc that links major ports in Asia and West Africa. Before docking in Tema, the MSc Techie made calls in certain ports. Mention any 3 of these ports each, beginning with Nduom School of Business and Technology.
Yes, so they docked at Shanghai, Singapore, and Shekou.
Yes, that is correct. And now, KTU. Yes. You didn't give an answer? Or you have no idea? Okay, so they have no idea and they lose all. There's no bonus here. Yes. Okay. For the next set of questions, also a common preamble. Common preamble. Which, okay. So in April 2025, the global trade landscape was shaken by a policy decision in Washington, D.C. Rather than a natural calamity, U.S. President Donald Trump signed off a blanket 10% tariff on all goods entering the United States, sparing no country, including long-standing allies like Ghana. Dr. Andrews Ayiku wrote an article titled Ghana's Movement to Lead, Produce, Prosper, and Trump's Tariff War, amid Trump's tariff war. This article explores bold, practical, and forward-thinking strategies Ghana can adopt, not just to cushion the blow, but to come out stronger and more self-reliant. Now, your question is to state and explain 3 of these bold, practical, and forward-thinking strategies that are mentioned in the article. State and explain 3 of the bold, practical, and forward-thinking strategies that were mentioned by Dr. Andrews Ayiku in his article, beginning with Nduom School of Business and Technology.
All right. Okay, so he made mention that Ghana should take the opportunity of the African Continental Free Trade Area, where they can make Ghana a base or a union or a place where other countries can trade through. And then he also said Ghana can intensify their partnership with the United UAE, so that UAE and other East Asian countries. And the third one is say industrializing. Ghana can invest more into in the production, so that they can be a major point in connecting the other African countries, since they cannot import to the United States or import from. Thank you.
2 out of 3. Now your opportunity, KTU.
So Ghana should invest in agro-processing with.
Please speak into the microphone. Yes,
So
start.
Ghana should invest in agro-processing with low tax costs and improve infrastructure. They should strengthen trade within the African continental free trade.
That point has been mentioned.
Okay, they should position Ghana as a supply chain hub, and they should strengthen public and private partnership.
Yes, that is correct. Please, can we stop that? All right. Next set of questions, Nduom School of Business. The Bank of Ghana's 2024 fraud report highlights the top 5 fraud types recorded in 2024 in terms of value at risk. Mention any 3 of these fraud types. The Bank of Ghana's 2024 fraud report highlights the top 5 fraud types recorded in 2024 in terms of value at risk. You have to mention any 3 of these fraud types.
So we have cash theft, remittance, and forgery or impersonation.
Two out of 3. KTU, in terms of value at risk, mention any 3 of the top fraud types recorded by the SDI sector in 2024. In terms of the value at risk, mention any 3 of the top fraud types recorded by the SDI sector in 2024.
Cash theft, credit fraud, and burglary.
Yes. Now, Nduom. So I gave you 2 out of 3. I gave you 2 out of 3. The 5 mentioned: forgery and manipulation, ATM, POS or card, remittance, identity theft or impersonation, as well as e-money. Okay, cash was not specifically mentioned. That is why I didn't give that to you. I hope that is clear. For our next set of questions, we are beginning with Koforidua Technical University. KTU. Now, which 3 institutions have partnered to offer customers a 1-year free insurance for some product that they purchase? Which 3 institutions have partnered to offer customers a 1-year free insurance for some product that they purchase? You've been bailed out. Bonus for Nduom. Yes, Nduom. You've been bailed out. So I'm not going to mention them, otherwise it will give an indication to the next question. Now your question, Nduom. State any 3 incidents that are covered by this 1-year free insurance. State any 3 incidents that are covered by this 1-year free insurance. Bailed out. Bonus for KTU. All right. So the 3 institutions were Melcom, Samsung, and Holland Insurance. You remember the story? You didn't read the story. Did you read the story like that? All right. So for our last set of questions for this round, beginning with you, KTU, Val Real Estates has launched a 21-story luxury residential and commercial development set to redefine the skyline of Ghana's capital. Mention any three amenities that are found in the estate. Val Real Estate has launched a 21-story luxury residential and commercial development set to redesign or redefine the skyline of Ghana's capital. Mention any three amenities that are found in the estate.
Recreational center. Schools and markets.
0 out of 3. Your chance. Okay, you've also been bailed out. Yes, 0 Nabi. So on that note, we come to the end of round 4. It was a common preamble. You had your chance. It wasn't a bonus question. Please pay attention. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more rounds to go. The true or false segment and the riddles. The contest will go down to the last question. Round 4 scores. At the end of round 4, the scores. Koforidua Technical University had 6 points. Nduom School of Business had 7 points. We are going into the true or false segment. Now in this round, I'm going to read out some statement to you. Your duty is to tell me if the statement is true or false. Now you have 10 seconds within which to give me an answer. If your answer is correct, you have 2 points. If your answer is wrong, -1. You may decide not to answer, in which case the other school can take it up under the same conditions. Please, are we ready? You have the opportunity to answer 5 major questions. We are beginning this round from the Koforidua Technical University. True or false? Please, we will need some silence here. No form of communication is permitted. All right. KTU. A contract entered into by a person during a temporary period of mental incapacity is void, even if the other party was unaware of the incapacity. A contract entered into by a person during a temporary period of mental incapacity is void, even if the other party was unaware of the incapacity.
True.
No, it's not true. Nduom School of Business is voidable, not void. Nduom School of Business. All contracts with mentally incapacitated persons must be ratified by a guardian or court-appointed representative to be enforceable. All contracts with mentally incapacitated persons must be ratified by a guardian or court-appointed representative to be enforceable.
False.
It is false. Please, no communication, please. KTU. Contingency planning involves designing a fixed response to a known risk. Contingency planning involves designing a fixed response to a known risk.
False.
Yes, that is correct. NSBT. Planning in dynamic environments should be rigid to maintain stability and consistency. Planning in dynamic environments should be rigid to maintain stability and consistency.
False.
Yes. KTU. KTU. Suppliers are generally more interested or more concerned with a company's solvency than its profitability. Suppliers are generally more concerned with a company's solvency than its profitability.
True.
Yes. NSBT. Suppliers may reduce credit terms if the buyer's current ratio deteriorates significantly. Suppliers may reduce credit terms if the buyer's current ratio deteriorates significantly.
False.
Speak into the microphone.
False.
No. For our next set of questions, we are starting with you, NSBT. NSBT, tender evaluation scores can be adjusted after the financial envelopes are opened to ensure fairness. Tender evaluation scores can be adjusted after the financial envelopes are opened to ensure fairness. Even Belda, do you want to take the bonus? Katie, do you want to take the question?
False.
Yes. Now, your question again. KTU, if no tender meets all the evaluation criteria, the evaluation panel may create new criteria to select the best bidder. If no tender meets all the evaluation criteria, the evaluation panel may create new criteria to select the best bidder.
True.
No. Once a criteria is given to you, you go straightly according to that. The evaluation panel has no business changing the criteria. Our last set of questions, beginning with you, NSBT. NSBT. Permanent establishment status exempts a non-resident from withholding tax obligations in Ghana. Permanent establishment status exempt a non-resident from withholding tax obligations in Ghana. Do you want to take it up, KTU? Are you taking it up? Okay. All right. Now your major question, KTU. Trading in Ghana depict having a permanent establishment in Ghana. Trading in Ghana depicts having a permanent establishment in Ghana.
True.
Yes, it's true. On that note, we come to the end of round 5. We have one final round to go, ladies and gentlemen. A place at the zonal final is at stake. Indeed, one of these two schools will also qualify to the national championship. Who is it going to be? Will it be the school from Koforidua or the one from Elmina? Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more round to determine who wins this one. We'll see how it goes. We wait for the scores for round 5. But going into the final round, let me find out from KTU. Have you met your expectations so far?
This was below expectation, but it's not over yet.
NSBT, are you meeting your expectations?
Well, we've not met our expectations yet. Our little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
All right, so the scores for round 5. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round 5, Nduom School of Business and Technology had 3 points. Koforidua Technical University had 6 points. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is almost at par going into the final round. So the winner will be determined in this round, like I said from the beginning. Please, we are going into the final round, which is the riddles. We would expect total silence here. Please, no form of communication is permissible. Please, those whispering or attempting to answer when you haven't been invited, kindly take notes. All right. There will be 3 riddles in all. The riddles are open to both of you. If you are ready, you ring your bell. When you ring your bell, you have 10 seconds within which to give an answer. Let me hear the bell from NSBT. And that of KTU. When you ring your bell, like I said, you have 10 seconds to give an answer. If you get it wrong, you can no longer partake in that riddle. If there are further clues, I'll read them to the hearing of the remaining school. Depending on when you answer the riddle correctly, you can have 5 points. That is, if you get it correct on the first clue. 4 points if you answer on the second clue. And 3 points on any other clue thereafter. All right, so riddle number 1. Riddle number 1, please. Both of you, are you ready? I am one of the key methods auditors use to gather audit evidence during an audit engagement. I am often combined with other methods like inquiry, inspection, and reperformance to help strengthen the audit conclusions. My aim is to verify that internal controls are actually implemented or to assess the behavior of personnel during critical processes or even to corroborate information obtained from other audit procedures. The evidence gathered through me is, however, limited to the specific time and place where it is collected and may not be representative of the entire period or all operations. The last clue, I involve watching a process or procedure being performed by others to assess whether controls or practices are being carried out as intended. Who am I? KTU.
Observation.
Yes, observation. They answered on the last clue. That is 3 points. 3 points. Riddle number 2. Riddle number 2. Riddle number 2. I'm an essential concept in corporate finance, governance, and ethics. In terms of ethics and governance, I'm equated with answerability, culpability, liability, and the expectations of account giving. I cannot exist without proper accounting practices. In other words, an absence of accounting means an absence of me. Another key area that contributes to me is good records management. 4. In the workplace, I can include certain deadlines, delegating tasks, defining ownership, and rewarding success. I can help invoke confidence from external investors, loyalty from employees, and better company returns. 5. I am defined as an entity's steps to take responsibility for its actions. I refer to the acceptance of responsibility for honest and ethical conduct towards others. Who am I? NSBT.
Governance.
No, that is not correct. All right. So the answer is accountability. So our last riddle, last question for this round, ladies and gentlemen, or for the contest. All right, please let's do this. I am one of the Incoterms, that is international commercial terms, which is a set of international trade terms that clarify the responsibilities of buyers and sellers in a contract of sales. I specify at what point respective obligations, cost, and risk involved in the delivery of goods shift from the seller to the buyer. I was used historically in relation to the transfer of risk from seller to buyer as goods are shipped. 3. Under the Incoterms 2020 standard published by the International Chamber of Commerce, I'm only used in non-containerized sea freight or inland waterway transport. I do not define one point at which ownership of the goods is transferred. I am also used in modern domestic shipping within North America to describe the point at which a seller is no longer responsible for shipping costs. 5. Under my arrangement, the seller's responsibility ends when goods are safely loaded on board the vessel at the named port of shipment. The NSBT.
Bill of lading.
No. You can no longer partake in this. Please, we are not done. So I continue for the benefit of KTU only. So under my arrangement, please. Okay, so we continue. Under my arrangement, the seller's responsibility ends when the goods are safely loaded on board the vessel at the named port of shipment. The buyer is then responsible for all subsequent costs and risks, including transportation to the final destination, insurance, and any import duties. Who am I? You've been bailed out. The answer, audience. Okay, audience. Also then, free on board is the answer. Yes. So 3 points for audience. Okay. So we wait for the scores for round 5, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the contest. All right. So the scores for round 5. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, the scores for round 5. No, round 6. Scores for round 6. So the scores for round 6. Nduom School of Business and Technology had no points. KTU had 3 points. So before, please. So before we go for the final scores, I want to find out from my contestants how the contest went. Beginning from Nduom School of Business and Technology, NSBT. How do you assess the contest overall? Please, Katie, let's have some silence, please. Go ahead.
Yes, so with our overall performance, it didn't go as expected, but we know they are more ahead.
Have you given up?
Oh no, we've not given up.
Okay. What do you think accounted for you not meeting your expectations?
Okay, so yes, we admit that there were some minor hitches on our part, and we admit that.
Okay. Now, Koforidua Technical University, how do you assess the contest overall? Your microphone should be on.
So this we didn't expect the start of this competition to go as it was, but comeback is real, and then we thank God for how far He has brought us.
Should I take, please? So should I take it that you believe you have won the contest?
We are waiting for the results.
Can I come again?
We are waiting for the results, the final results.
Okay, all right. So we are waiting for the final results, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So please, please, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the final scores. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the contest, the final results. Nduom School of Business and Technology, all the way from Elmina in the Central Region, had 32 points. Koforidua Technical University, all the way from Koforidua in the Eastern Region, had 32 points. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the contest, per these results and by the powers in me vested as a quiz master of the Tertiary Business Science Challenge, I hereby declare Koforidua Technical University as the winners of the contest. Congratulations to you, KTU. Charlie, it's not easy. All right. Okay. Congratulations to you, Koforidua Technical University. Per this result, please, we are not done. Please. So per this result, Koforidua Technical University has qualified to the zonal final. Per this result also, Koforidua Technical University will be at the national championship. Congratulations. Now, Nduom School of Business and Technology, hard luck to you. It didn't go as planned, like you said. But of course, I believe you did well, you did your best. But on the day, just by a whisker, Koforidua Technical University carried the day. So, please go back and prepare and come back stronger next year. All right. So please can we maintain some silence? Please, those there, kindly sit down and keep quiet. The one using the megaphone, please keep quiet as well. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the contest between Nduom School of Business and Technology and the Koforidua Technical University has come to a successful end. At the end of the day, the Koforidua Technical University has qualified to the final. They will be joined by two great institutions, two former champions, the University of Cape Coast and the University of Education, Winneba. Ladies and gentlemen, the place tomorrow, the grand finale for the zone at exactly 11 a.m. tomorrow. This same venue, we are going live. Three great institutions. Indeed, that final, the zonal final, will be a repeat of what happened in 2023. It was a contest between UCC, UEW, and Koforidua Technical University. We will see how that one goes. So, on that note, okay, so on that note, just to say a thank you, a big one, to all of you. Please, we want to say a big thank you for joining us, those in studio, those who joined online, for being part of this contest. To all the coaches who are here present, thank you so much for being part of this. On behalf of my technical team, Yvonne Ai, David Abel, Felix Tay, Alfred Akweje, Malik Haruna, David Abubakar, NSJC. Thank you so much. And this evening, there will be an interview of the finalists. Radio Windy Bay at exactly 7 p.m. Please remember to tune in as our coaches tell us their tactics for the final. The final will be between Koforidua Technical University, UCC, and UEW. On behalf of everyone, I say, on behalf of everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traule, and of course, I love academic violence. Let's have some violence tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Yusuf Traule, and I love academic violence.
This means a lot. We are super excited. They've really shown professionalism.
Improve the experience and compliance.
Yes, that is correct.
Champions who have held the trophy for more than 365 days.
You said you used to test hypothesis.
T-test.
No, please.
Radio frequency identification.
Yes. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traule, and I love academic violence.